Miller finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for two.
Go backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Found it out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
Little right-handed dribble, goes to Reichel, deep three-pointer on the way! That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the three, and it's good.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Thursday evening here on the Gobbler, KKIN AM 930, FM translator 103.1 for those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com. Boys high school basketball on the airwaves tonight. Another mid-state conference matchup and another pivotal contest in the section as well as the Aitkin Gobblers take on the Staples-Motley Cardinals tonight. Both teams under 500, looking for more consistency in the back half of the schedule. Staples-Motley comes in with a 7-11 record on the season, most recently falling on Monday to Pillager, 51-42, while the Aitkin Gobblers, most recently playing on Friday, 63-21 in a contest against Pequot Lakes at the top of the conference, and of course another big matchup that they had this past week. But Paul Vold on the call tonight, joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen. And Jeremy, you were at that game over in Pequot Lakes from Friday night, and the Gobblers came into that contest. They were down in many significant areas, and first and foremost, just not being fully healthy, a little bit of a sickness going through.
Yeah, you
team.
could just tell in their play, not a lot of energy on the floor, and when you're playing at 60, 70%, you going up and down the court takes a lot out of you, and not having a healthy bench was tough. Even I think Coach Stan was not feeling well. So, it's a tough road playing in Pequot to start with, and then not at 100% is really tough. So, hopefully, guys are back healthy tonight and get up and down the court.
Talking with Coach Stanfield before tonight's contest, that sickness making its way through the locker room, but obviously getting a few more extra days of practice and almost a week since the last game as well. Rest, recuperate, and clean up a lot of the issues. 5 losses in the last 6 games as well, but a lot of progression from the team. We're starting to see a little bit more confidence out of the likes of Isaac Osmus down low in the post for the Gobblers too, but still a few areas that need to be addressed, of course, with the consistency of that post presence and just cleaning up on the glass too.
Yeah, it takes time to adjust to any varsity level that you're playing. It doesn't matter what sport, and once you get that confidence of hey, it's just still playing basketball, then you feel comfortable out there, and you attack plays that normally you might have been a little tentative for, and so. It's good to see Isaac getting some quality minutes, some nice buckets, rebounding, playing good defense. Another person in Andrew Martinson, too, who stepped up the last time we were on air here. Paul has played some big minutes and coming off the bench. And again, a progression throughout the season. Started off a little slow and has really kind of turned it on here late in the season, and that's big down the stretch for the Gobblers.
Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Staples-Motley Cardinals tonight. Of course, in this mid-state conference matchup in the section as well for Section 7-2A. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. Of course, we have our conversation. Coach Scott Stanfield coming up here as the Gobblers take on Staples-Motley tonight. We'll take a break. We even got updates with the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Some teams in action in our listening area that we'll get you full updates on here as Aitkin Gobblers take on Staples-Motley tonight here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more
than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers.
Go All-Stars.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Welcome back here this evening on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. For those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com. The Aitkin Gobblers playing host of the Staples-Motley Cardinals here this evening. Before we get into more with this matchup here this evening, got to get an update with our out-of-town scoreboard. They score after 2 periods in the Section 6A quarterfinals girls high school hockey tonight in the 5 versus 4 matchup. Number 5 seeded Breckenridge Wahpeton on top of the Northern Lakes Lightning girls. 5-2 through 2 periods, so a big third period coming up for the Lightning to open up the postseason, and they're going to have to rally over in Breezy Point this evening. Of course, that contest over on Skeeter 101.5. We do also have, with girls high school basketball this evening, ESCO at number 8 in Class 2A Pequot Lakes on Talk 100 KLKS, and then we've also got Cass Lake Bena at Pine River Bacchus on yourliveevent.com. So plenty to offer here on the airwaves this evening with the Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Staples-Motley Cardinals here this evening. You know, there's something about this matchup right up there with Crosby, Ironton. This matchup kind of both teams butt heads against each other, Jeremy. And, you know, it's always been kind of a situation, or at least contests as of late between these two teams come down to 1-2 possession scores.
Yeah, I think the 2 games last year combined for 10 points difference in the loss. I think Gobblers won both, but it was, 4-5 the first game and 6 the second. So play tight. They match up similar. Height-wise, other than Isaac down in the low post present, but otherwise they're pretty similar. Athletic, both athletic teams play good defense, and so it should be a fun matchup.
Certainly will be as we get further into this contest tonight with the pregame show. Speaking of which, we'll get a break here on the pregame show. Got our conversation with Coach Scott Stanfield coming up as the Gobblers take on Staples-Motley boys high school basketball tonight here on the Gobbler and also yourliveevent.com.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology.
Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back to the pregame show tonight here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. And for those also tuning in the video stream at yourliveevent.com, Aitkin Gobbler boys taking on Staples-Motley tonight. Now we get the chance to catch up with head coach for your Gobblers, Scott Stanfield, on the pregame show. Coach, as always, thanks to take time to speak with us.
Absolutely. Nice out there.
Thankfully, as well, with the change of the weather, hopefully a change of the play for your Gobblers. Most recently, Coach, unfortunately lost this past Friday. Pequot Lakes as well, taking a couple things into effect with, maybe a little bit hurt on the roster side, at least with some of the numbers too. But from that contest from this past Friday, what did you see there from your team?
Nothing good. I mean, we were bad all the way around. I think part of it was we had a lot of sick kids that were either recovering or were sick during the game, myself included. I probably should have stayed home from that game, but we just struggled to get up and down the court physically, and Pequot's has proven to be the best team in the section, I believe, and they run 5 on, 5 off, so we don't get a chance to really catch our breath, and they're very good and do the little things well, and we didn't do nothing right that game, and the kids knew it, and I knew it, and so we regrouped, had 3 days of pretty good practices, so we'll see what happens here against Staples.
Coach, talking about obviously with that contest, obviously sickness coming through the locker room too. We're at least able to see maybe some kids play some more extended varsity minutes or maybe a little more depth off the bench from that game.
Yeah, and that's even hard to say because the kids coming off the bench were sick. So we Ryan Alexander played a lot of minutes. I thought he played well. I thought our freshman Isaac Osmus was our best player that night, and he played nice minutes for us. And but the rest of them, you could tell, were just fatigued and tired, and it's hard to play the game when you're not feeling well. So. No excuse, Pequot's a better team, and they've proven it all year, so we get to play them again at home, and we'll compete better against them at home. What was disappointing is that we played Detroit Lakes that Tuesday and played really well, probably one of our better games that we played in a loss. So we know we can play against, the upper echelon of the conference in Pequot and Detroit Lakes. Unfortunately, Friday we just didn't compete at all.
Coach, we've seen it a couple of times, one of them being, of course, the game against Detroit Lakes. Coming to the halftime locker room, seems to be a little bit sluggishness or at least picking up the tempo because more times than not, your team finishes off the half as well as they sometimes do at the middle portion of the first half too. But coming out of the halftime locker room, there seems to be maybe a couple hurdles, a couple of bumps here and there. There have been a couple of times that's happened as well. How do you seen that as the season's kind of come along to be something to kind of counteract and maybe try to stay away from?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a hard question to answer, obviously. I mean, some games we started real slow and had to fight back and end the half, trying to get back into it or take the lead, and that takes a lot of energy. And I thought against Detroit Lakes, our first 3 possessions against Detroit Lakes in the second half were really good. I think we scored on all 3 of them, went up, by a few points, and then unfortunately one of their kids just went on a roll, and we didn't identify and stop them. So, but we got to come out with energy all the time. We have no room. We have absolutely zero room for error. So when this team makes a mistake, it's glaring. You miss free throws, it's glaring because good teams can not always have to play hard or make those free throws or can turn the ball over in situations and recover from it because they're more talented. We can't do that. We have to really execute everything really well, and that's hard. It is really hard to do as a high school team, but that's what we're striving to do.
Coach, looking at this matchup you have tonight against Staples-Motley, I know just looking at how the games have kind of fared over the last few years, I mean, this is a battle from beginning to end, and whoever comes out with the ball last, usually, you know, even with a fairly small lead, 1-2 possessions, a lot of these games have come down to the very end. What is it about this matchup here against Staples that just kind of always seems the two to kind of butt heads against each other?
I think we mirror each other where the programs are at this time and place, and it's a lot like the Crosby games. I think, you know, it's been a rivalry for years in the conference. Just the proximity, and the kids know each other, and so that adds to it. But yeah, it'll go down. It'll be a good game, and if we don't turn it over and we do the little things right, I think we'll be in good shape. But we got to go out and prove that. And Staples is plenty capable of beating really quality teams. So they got a couple kids that played last year, two of the guards that are good, and the Schultz kid's very good. So we'll have to find him and locate him, and they're good enough underneath where they can cause us some problems. So all in all, we just gotta do our thing. You know, it's if the ball goes in, we'll win. Okay, that's pretty easy, but that's very true. If the ball goes in, we're going to win, and if it don't, we're going to be in for a battle. So, and that's for both teams. I mean, it's a simple game when you really analyze it, but we'll go in battle and change up some things on them and see where we're at the end.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Look forward to talking to you after the game as well.
Thanks, Paul.
Head coach for your Aitkin Gobblers, Scott Stainfield, joining us here on the pregame show. The Gobblers take on Staples-Motley tonight. Gobblers have won, looks like in total 8 straight against Staples-Motley, but again, a lot of them, score does say that it's a close matchup and usually takes a few last-minute buckets, or, you know, in a situation, too, where the Gobblers have struggled this season, Jeremy, free throw line situation, being able to pull away from a couple possession lead to a double-digit lead, too, and the Gobblers have certainly put themselves in the right position to get to that point where free throws are going to have to be made. They can certainly continue on here tonight.
Yeah, they've gotten better progressively. I remember Coach Stanfield talking about the Christmas tournament. We haven't been good from the line, and one night we were here, it was 15 of 16. So progressively getting better from the line, and that's what separates, first of all, getting shots and getting the line, and then making those shots once you get there. It's a big matchup tonight. This is a section opponent, and currently the 7-8 matchup with Staples in front. I would say, from somebody that knows how the QRF works, the teams in front, 6 teams in front, are pretty solidified in those spots.
Yes.
This game, I will say, will have implications of who's the 7 and who's the 8 for the season. It doesn't matter, I think, how the season ends. If the Gobblers can sweep Staples, at least get one from them, but sweep Staples, they will be the 7 seed in a home playoff game.
Gobblers will play Staples to close out the regular season in just a couple weeks' time. While in the section right now, Staples-Motley 1-4, while Aitkin is 3-4 in Section 7-2A. We'll get our final break here on the pregame show. National anthem coming up, as well as the opening tip as the Aitkin Gobblers take on the Staples-Motley Cardinals tonight. Boys High School basketball on the Gobbler, KKIN, and also available at yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide, where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
Mr. May's ornithology class.
My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
I was going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect.
Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Whether you're a pro or just looking for a great time, Cuyuna Lane's the place to be. Call and plan your party at 218-456-5027. Cuyuna Lane's located on Main Street in Crosby, open Wednesday through Monday, 2 to 9.
Welcome back here this evening on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, The Gobbler, as well as with the video stream at yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen from Aitkin High School this evening as the Aitkin Gobblers take on the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Boys High School basketball here tonight. Getting a look here with our starting lineups for both squads this evening. Starting first with the visiting team, the Staples-Motley Cardinals, with a 7-11 record on the season. Number 3 is a senior at 6'2" out on the wing with Hunter Miller. Number 5 is a senior at 6'2" and another wing player in Isaiah Schultz. Number 22 is a sophomore at 6'1", a wing player in Alex Schultz, while number 23 is a 6-foot senior guard in Dakota Henniger, while also number 42 is a 5'8" guard and a sophomore in Grant Beslin. Head coach for the Cardinals is Cy Beslin, assisted by Nick Schultz and Lauren Brunell, as those are the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Now they are set for the Aitkin Gobblers here this evening. Their starting lineup will roll like this. Number 0 is a senior point guard at 5'11" in Eli Christie. Number 3 is a junior shooting guard at 5'10" in Braden Smith. Number 15 is a senior shooting forward at 6'3" and Alex Palm. Number 21 is a junior point guard at 5'11" in Brecken Williams. Number 35 is a freshman center at 6'8". It's Big Red, Isaac Osmus filling up the middle for the Aitkin Gobblers. While head coach in the second season is Scott Stainfield. He is assisted by Daryl Smith, Greg Hills, and Ben Schwartz for the Aitkin Gobblers as they are in their customary home black uniforms tonight. Aitkin going across the chest in white with red trim, red numbers with white trim on the front of the uniforms, while Staples-Motley going the road whites tonight. Cardinals going across the chest with the crimson letters with black trim and around the numbers as well.
The keys tonight, Paul,
yes.
you get the big guys active early, which will create some, later in the game, some opportunities for our guards to take those long-range jumpers. And so get active early down low on the boards and on the glass and take charge right away.
Opening tip won and controlled by the Gobblers with Eli Christie sneaking away from a couple of Cardinals players. He'll be working right to left on your radio dials on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, as well as your computer screens at rjbroadcasting.com, as well as the video stream at yourliveevent.com. Brecken Williams out on the left wing, pass back up top to the screen now for the likes of Braden Smith. Hands it off to Alex Palm. Palm looks to the right side, a handoff now to Eli Christie as he'll look to drive from the free throw line, throws up a wild shot as maybe looking for a pass that was stripped out of his hands and going out of bounds. Gobblers turn it over on their first possession of the night with 17:28 to go. Here come the Cardinals offensively for their first possession of tonight's contest. Swing pass out to the left side for number 22 and Alex Schultz at the free throw line. Looks like that'll be Hunter Miller. Goes over the left-handed scoop, can't finish the shot, and it's going to be Big Red. Isaac Osmus clean it up with the first rebound of the night for the Gobblers. Brecken Williams will bring it across the timeline for Aitkin over to Braden Smith, being defended inside. Double team on Osmus, doesn't slow him down, banks it in for two for the first points of the night for Aitkin. 2-0 the advantage. On the left side for number 22, Schultz. Back up top to Henniger. Scoop pass back up. Now jumper on the way is good to tie it up for number 5 and Isaiah Schultz. 2-2 with Staples-Motley tying the contest against Aitkin. Brecken Williams will bring it back across half court now for Aitkin. Skip pass, I should say. Back up top now from Braden Smith to Alex Palm. Left side out on the wing. Looking down low for Osmus once again. Touch inside. Basket counts, and he is fouled as basket will go for Isaac Osmus and the Aitkin Gobblers. Just kind of leaning into it on that one as the defender unable to get good position. Had to extend the arms, and that's going to get the call on that one.
He was late to it as well.
Foul going against number 22, Alex Schultz, as the free throw no good for Aitkin. As rebounded down to Hunter Miller. Brought across half court now, swinging it out from Bestland. Back over to Henniger, top of the left side. Back to Bestland. They go back and forth. High arcing passes, left corner. Miller for three, good. That's actually Hunter Miller for a three-pointer, 5-4 score with Staples-Motley taking the advantage back with that left corner three from Hunter Miller. 15:56 counting downward in this first half. Back inside to Isaac Osmus. Going to draw a double team just outside the post. Kicks the pass back out. Brecken for three, no good. Gets the loose ball, does Osmus. Touch off the board, too strong. Fight down low, and the Gobblers are going to give the ball away. Unfortunately, even with Alex Palm getting a clear angle towards the basket.
You got Brecken for his first?
Correct. Brecken Williams will be assessed the first foul of the night for Aitkin. Fouls tied at one apiece. Dakota Henniger with a full head of steam in the left corner now for Alex Schultz. Henniger swings it back out to the right side for Grant Bestland. Bestland, the sophomore guard at 5'8". Left corner for Schultz once again. That being for Alex Schultz. Alex once again. Turnaround jumper from the left elbow extended for Hunter Miller. No good. A rebounded putback is good for Alex Schultz. 7-4 now the advantage for the Staples-Motley Cardinals. 15-10 to play here in the first half. Gobblers and the Cardinals early on. High arcing pass into the paint for Schultz, for Osmus, that is. Being defended by Schultz. Right back into Osmus again. Cross court pass, trying to find the weak side of the defense for Brecken Williams. Just over his head, that pass from Alex Palm, and goes out of bounds.
Gobblers doing a nice job of the in and out game.
Yes.
They're doubling down on Isaac and leaving somebody open. So they'll take advantage of that coming up.
Now to Hunter Miller, back at the free throw line, is going to be called for a travel as the ball was poked out of his hands. 14:44 to go. No action off the bench as of yet for either team. Getting the early feel in this contest for both, as both teams with a full bench this evening. Eli Christie with the handle of the basketball at the free throw line. Step back jumper, no good. Rebounded down to Bestland. He'll take it himself as he brings it across half court for the Cardinals. Left corner, Henniger fakes the three. He'll keep it himself. Now back into Hunter Miller. Back out, Henniger going to fire the three from the left corner. No good. Rebounded down as the near putback as Isaiah Schultz is impeded upon by Alex Palm. And it looks like Schultz will head his way to the free throw line.
Says it was on the arm. The only chance is body there because he was all ball on that.
7-4 remains the score here on the Gobbler as the free throw for front end of 2 for Isaiah Schultz, no good. Second free throw here momentarily. 14:48 to play in this first half. As the rebound after the missed free throw. Last touch by the Gobblers. Our official under the basket is going to say. Draws reaction from Coach Stanfield. As the official behind the play underneath the basket made the call. Left corner off the inbound. Driving is Schultz. Left-handed shot no good. That being Alex Schultz. Rebounded down to Alex Palm. Gives it up to the right side for Brecken Williams from Braden Smith. Back to Eli Christie. Free throw line. Ball poked out of his hands. Hits off the backboard and it goes in the hands of the Cardinals. Coming back the other way is Staples-Motley. Grant Bestland steps in on the arc now, comes back out. Left wing will reset the offense. Henniger with the handle on the left wing. Looks to drive, going to be called for another travel. We'll see substitutions in for the first time tonight. Andrew Martinson checks in for the Gobblers for Alex Palm. And we'll see number 12 checking in. That's going to be Eli Rutten. Rutten in for the likes of the Cardinals. Now Rutten's wearing number 12, and that's a bit of a change from his customary number as we got that confirmation. As Osmus down low. Hesitation on the shot from Brecken Williams, no good. Back out to Eli Christie once again. He'll drive, throws up a floater in the lane, no good. Gets his own rebound, hesitates, throws up the bank and in. Eli Christie resilient on the possession to get the Gobblers back within 1. That'll be Rutten with the handle of the basketball as it comes across half court. Driving is going to be Schultz. Turnaround jumper off the back of the iron, no good. A rebound brings it down. Isaiah Schultz missed the jumper. As the Gobblers will reset the offense, coming across half court now for Aitkin. Inside is Osmus. Back out. Brecken Williams for a three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded down to Osmus in the right corner. Brecken looks to drive from the right side. Throws at the runner basket. Will not go as it's going to be called a charge against Brecken Williams, his second of the half with 12:39 to play. Gobblers give it back, unfortunately, on the charge from Brecken Williams. That'll force Coach Stanfield to take Brecken off the floor. Brings in Tanner Nissen for the first time tonight for the Gobblers. 12:37 and counting, downward 7-6 to score. Staples-Motley on top of Aitkin in this boys basketball contest. Lucas Brunell off the bench for the Cardinals has it on the left side. Poked away. Eli Christie will go streaking down the other end of the floor. Lays it up and in. Gobblers are back up in front by the score of 8-7. Eli now with 4 points in the half. Rutten with the handle of the basketball at the top of the circle, left side. Firing a three, Hunter Miller off the side of the rim. Nissen gets a rebound. He'll take it himself as he'll bring it across half court. Tanner Nissen, left side for Eli Christie. Christie now to Braden Smith. Drives from the left elbow. Throws up an awkward shot, too strong as it's rebounded down to Brunell. He'll come streaking the other way as they're going to say a stop in transition, a carry for Brunell, and a turnover by Staples-Motley.
3 turnovers apiece.
Avondre Brandt, the freshman, wearing number 32, checks in for the first time tonight for the Cardinals. 8-7, 11 and a half to go in the first half. Christie gets a screen, works away from it as a foul called on the floor. As this one will go against Staples-Motley, judging by their demeanor. 3 fouls to 1 in favor of Aitkin. Now the foul goes against Brunell. That'll be his first. Inbound goes to Tanner Nissen as he'll reset the offense as he brings it across half court officially now. Eli Christie gets the handle of the ball now. See, Osmus at the right elbow extended out. Now Christie throws up an awkward floater from the right side, but still lays it in strong for 2 more. 10-7 the score. 6 of the 10 scored by Eli. Rutten dishes it back out to Miller. He'll drive from the free throw line. Floater in the lane. Banks it up and in for 2. Staples-Motley not staying down here, even with a couple empty possessions, a couple fouls to Braden Smith. Gets a screen from Martinson, works away from it, goes up off the right side, up and in once again. Very reminiscent of what Christie just did in the last possession. 12-9, first points of the night for Braden Smith. Rutten with the basketball in the right corner. I believe Miller's over in the right corner, blocked by the Aitkin student section. Brandt streaking in, poked away by Christie as looking for that flash pass to Isaiah Schultz. Cardinals turn it over with 10.5 to go to the right side across half court now for the Gobblers as we get an offensive foul. This one, I believe, against Martinson. Yes, trying to work that high screen. That's 4 fouls already in this first half for Aitkin in total. First for Martinson. Brecken Williams has got 2. He's on the bench right now. Eli Rutten from the free throw line. Floater from the free throw line. Good. A long shot for Eli Rutten to cash that one in. Back to a 1-point differential at 12-11. Last touch by the Cardinals, they're going to say, and it'll stay with Aitkin as Christie was looking back in and out once again, looking to get one inside the perimeter to Isaac Osmus as he was coming towards him, just a little bit behind him, but luckily enough, it was Hunter Miller that was defending him and touched it last. Nissen will inbound right to Martinson on the left wing, working against Avondre Brandt. They'll work it back to the top of the circle. Now to the right side for Tanner Nissen. Nissen rotates with Braden Smith. They switch from the top of the circle to the right wing. Now to Osmus. High right side, outside the perimeter. Back to Osmus, trying to work in and out from the top of the key for the 6'8" freshman. Eli Christie, right wing, spins in the lane, trying to get a shot inside, a pass inside foul called on the floor against Staples-Motley. 9:45 to go in this first half. 12-11, the score in favor of Aitkin.
Avondre Brandt picks up his first of the evening. Team's third.
Inbound to the Gobblers, as it'll be Braden Smith out to Tanner Nissen for a 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded down to Brandt. He atones for that foul with a rebound defensively. 9:33 to go. Eli Rutten, left side for Grant Bestland. Fake the deep 3. Brandt from the top of the circle called for a travel. Gobblers so far getting bailed out defensively as well with a few travels and a couple fouls as of late. Now the Gobblers just need to take advantage on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, the Gobblers early on were dominating the boards. They're up 7-1. Now it's 7-3. But when they did that, they were leading in the scoreboard too.
Christie going to get one to go as the Magic Man gets the touch off the glass to go in. As he'll get the and one free throw. Foul called against
Avondre Brandt, his second 2 in a row.
Christie at the free throw line for the first time tonight, and one free throw from him is good. 15-11, largest lead of the night. Stoppage here momentarily. Brecken Williams will check in for Tanner Nissen. Also Isaac Osmus before the basket. He checked out and brings back in Alex Palm. 9:16 to go. Gobblers bring the press up defensively. Rutten to Bestland, trying to break through. Gets it to Schultz from the free throw line, down low to Brandt. It's going to be last touch by Brandt as it goes out of bounds, rolls it right out, and it'll go back to Aitkin.
It was 3 turnovers apiece. Now Staples up to 6 turnovers. Gobblers still remain at 3.
15-11, Gobblers with the lead here in this first half. 9 minutes to go. As a foul called offensively behind the play, it looks like. And this one will go against Brecken Williams. Not Brecken's night, unfortunately. Now his 3rd foul already. halfway through the first half. And that's going to bring Tanner Nissen off the bench once again. Foul behind the play. Coach Stanfield, a couple of words for the official. Made the call on the backside of the play.
He called him for an offensive foul. He was cutting through the lane, trying to work through a screen, and called him for an offensive foul. He wasn't setting a screen.
Left corner of Andre Brandt picks up the loose ball to Grant Bestland, and Hunter Miller for a three for the Cardinals. Gets it to go, and back to a 1-point deficit for the Cardinals at 15-14. Hunter Miller with a bucket from that right corner. He's got 8 in the first half with 8.5 to play in the first half. Tanner Nissen with the handle of the ball at the top of the key, switching things out to Alex Palm. Now to the likes of Christie down low. Fall away jumper high off the glass, and ooh, what a touch off that backboard for Eli Christie. Now he's already at 11. Almost steals it away, does Eli. The other way for Grant Bestland. He'll drive from the left elbow in the lane, throws up a runner. Basket will not count. He'll go to the free throw line, though, for 2 free throws. Does Grant Bestland, the sophomore guard. He will head to the line with the Gobblers. Their 6th team foul already here in this first half, and Brayton Smith was his first for the Aitkin Gobblers. 8:06 to go here. First free throw, no good. Second free throw. Is it just me, or that first free throw happened really fast?
It did.
Second free throw is no good. It rebounded down to Miller. Fall away jumper somehow goes, even with being defended by the likes of Andrew Martinson. Fall away jumper as he hits the deck. A quick 30-second timeout. I thought maybe for a second I had a stroke or something with that first free throw. You look down for half a second. The official signaling one, as in one more free throw. Grant Bestland didn't waste any time there.
Did not. Missed them both. Staples 0 of 4 from the line tonight. The Gobblers have gone twice, 1 of 2. So quick timeout by the Cardinals, and tight game, tight defended game. That is what we suspected.
17-16 the score right now, and of course the Gobblers without probably a good portion of course, probably the rest of this first half and a good portion of the start of the second half. Brecken Williams, 3 fouls in the first half already. So Tanner Nissen off the bench here will be pressed into duty, but started off the season as the starting point guard for the Gobblers too, but definitely not afraid of the situation, obviously, with him being a senior for this squad.
No, and Tanner was at the game in Pequot, but didn't even dress.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of the kids that was sick. So it's good to see Tanner back.
Absolutely.
Playing some big minutes tonight.
Gobblers will bring it across half court with the aforementioned Tanner Nissen working it to the left side for Christie, now to Alex Palm. Palm looks for a flash pass inside. Will swing it back around to Isaac Osmus, who checked in during the timeout with Andrew Martinson back on the bench for the Gobblers. Right wing inside for Alex Palm. Looks to work the double team away. Bank off the backboard and in. Good fundamental right there for Alex Palm to get the cash off the window. First points tonight for Alex.
Nice little drop step up and off the glass.
Cross half court now at the free throw line for Eli Rutten to Grant Bestland. Gets a screen from Rutten. Back out to Hunter Miller. Miller looks to drive from the free throw line. Skips a pass over now to Bestland at the free throw line from the left elbow to Rutten. Rutten, left corner, 3 from Miller. Good. Tied at 19. Hunter Miller quietly now up to 13 points here in this first half. We're tied at 19.
In that zone, we're going to have to do a better job of closing out there, getting a hand in his face.
19 points scored by Staples-Motley, 13 of them to the likes of Hunter Miller, as Isaac Schultz Isaac Osmus almost gave it away for the Gobblers, but Eli Christie was there to take it right back with Alex Palm handling the ball from the right wing into the corner now for Eli Christie. Drives from the right elbow, down low, behind the back pass, swatted out of the air, the shot, and it'll stay with Staples-Motley, somehow staying with it before it goes out of bounds. Cardinals come up to the front court with 6.5 to go in the first half. 19-19 the score. Cardinals look for their first lead in quite some time in this first half, since it was 5-4 in the first half through the lane, and it's going to go back to Aitkin even after
I don't know how
Isaiah Schultz.
I don't know how 6 steps is in a travel there. He fell down, took about 3-4 steps, and hand on the ball, which caused him to get off balance. But anyway, ends up in a turnover for Staples-Motley.
Dakota Henniger, a quick timeout taken by Coach Stanfield for the Aitkin Gobblers. This is a quick 30-second timeout. Final score over on Skeeter, 101.5. Breckenridge Wahpeton scores the upset against Northern Lakes girls, 6-3, the final score. So the Northern Lakes Lightning season comes to an end in an upset in the Section 6A quarterfinals. The 5 seed over the 4 seed here tonight. That's a tough one to swallow for Northern Lakes.
It is, and as you said off air there, Paul, they had beaten Breckenridge twice this year, correct?
Yes.
And but when you're in a 4 or 5 matchup, 2 pretty even teams, it's always tough to beat a team the third time in the season. That's the old thing. They say, I hate to play this team 3 times if we beat them twice because it's tough. But a nice season for the girls, and congrats to them throughout the year.
They're a young program. They got 2 goaltenders, an 8th grader and a 9th grader. They're going to see a lot of time here over the next couple of years. But the career even one, Rose Aldridge, coming to an end, unfortunately, as the all-time leading scorer for the Northern Lakes girls hockey program. But back to basketball action after the timeout from the likes of the Aitkin Gobblers. Tied at 19, 5:48 to go in the first half. Tanner Nissen in the right corner, a pass to Alex Palm, works out of the corner now to Eli Christie from the free throw line. Takes a couple Cardinals with him, trying to scoop a shot on the way. Official on the floor says a foul, but it will stay out on the floor.
I think she said 2 shots.
Well, initially,
yeah.
They are going to say 2 shots. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw one hand pointed to the floor and the other hand up in the air as well, but 2 free throws coming up as the foul called against Alex Schultz. That'll be his second. Eli Christie back in the line. Misses the front end of 2. Got a halftime score as well. Girls basketball over on Talk 100 KLKS. Number 8 ranked Pequot Lakes on top of Esco at the half, 32-30. Second free throw from Christie is good. 20-19 our score.
Patriot girls get nipped by Detroit Lakes the other night.
Correct. Yes. Pair of top 10 ranked teams, of course, one from Class 3A in Detroit Lakes, the other in 2A for Pequot Lakes. 5:25 to go in the first half. 20-19 the score. Hunter Miller swings a pass left side. Get a drive in from that free throw line into the right corner. Alex Schultz, his shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Fight for it down to the floor. And Alex Palm comes out with the loose ball somehow. And Brayton Smith from the top of the key left side for Tanner Nissen. Nissen could have had a flash pass in the left corner for Christie. Decides to pass to the right side for Braden Smith. Spins in the lane. Tries to get it back out to Tanner Nissen. Nissen will reassess to Eli Christie on the right wing. Push inside for the pass to Isaac Osmus. 3 straight on for Tanner Nissen off the back of the iron. Fight for a rebound tipped out of the air. It's brought down by Isaiah Schultz. And Henniger will bring it across half court to Hunter Miller. Miller, right side, looks to drive, up with right-handed bank and in. 21-20 for Staples-Motley with just 4.5 to go in the first half. Gobblers to the right side now across half court to Eli Christie. Christie gonna fire a 3, good. Eli Christie buries a 3 to make it a 23-21 lead with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Back the other way for Grant Beslin. Beslin to Isaiah Schultz, even though he took a couple of steps after catching the ball. Hard in the lane. Schultz hits the deck hard, but he's back up, even colliding with Isaac Osman. Stoppage here momentarily as Schultz with a couple of...
Isaac had a hold of that ball as he went up and just kind of put it back down.
As that'll bring in Laura Parkin off the Gobblers bench to look at Isaiah Schultz, the senior. A couple of dust-ups in the JV game as well.
Yeah.
Physical matchup here with this Staples-Motley Aitkin matchup here this evening. 4 minutes to go exactly. Cardinals will keep the basketball if Andre Brandt checks back in for Isaiah Schultz, as he'll be out getting looked at by our athletic trainer here. Beslin fires up a 3 from downtown. Andrew Martinson off the bench will get the rebound as Martinson checked in for Tanner Nissen. 3:45 to play. Martinson, pass inside to to Osmus, I should say. Turnaround shot from him, no good. Trying to fight for a rebound. Brandt gets a hold of it as it'll go back to the Cardinals. It'll go to Henniger across half court. Of Andre Brandt, turnaround shot in the lane, no good. Rebounded down to Martinson. Gobblers look to push the pace across half court to Brayton Smith. Swing it back out to Eli Christie. Christie looking for a pass to Brayton Smith. He'll take it now. Working right side, hands it off to Martinson. Martinson to Alex Palm. Left side for Christie. Christie will drive from the right elbow, stops in the lane, back out. Left corner for Martinson on the way. No good, high rebound. And we're getting over and back, unfortunately, against Isaac Osmus as he tried to bring down the board against Grant Bestland. First foul of the night for Isaac Osmus, team's 7th, and we'll get a 1-and-1. 3:05 to play here in the first half. At the free throw line, to the front end of a 1-and-1 will be Alex Schultz.
Their third time to the line tonight. Yet to make a free throw.
Schultz, the 6'1" sophomore, front end of the 1-and-1, no good. Osmus with a board across half court now for Andrew Martinson. Martinson left side for Braden Smith. Smith with a handle, gets a screen, works away from Alex Palm. Into the right corner, Martinson going to chuck it up from downtown, no good. Loose ball, who touches it last? Last touch by Isaac Osmus, they're going to say. Even though I think Henniger was the one down there that might have rolled off his leg.
I think it was Isaac's foot got out there and got off the toe of his foot and went out of bounds.
Unfortunately, the big skis did not work to the Gobblers' advantage this time around, but lead pass out to Alex Schultz. Keeps it alive. No, he steps out of bounds just barely as Schultz was, or I should say Palm just tried to get rid of it last second right along that baseline. And the Gobblers turn it over on a stretch pass out to the front court. Dakota Henniger with the handle of the ball across half court, left side now for a Brandt. Back to Henniger at the top of the key. Right side for Grant Bestland. Bestland looks for a penetrating pass, can't get anything to go to his favor. Steps in just outside the arc now, high pass to Alex Schultz. Turnaround jumper on the way, no good from Hunter Miller as the Gobblers will bring it up with 2:14 to play in the first half. Right side to Andrew Martinson. Martinson will drive in the lane. Right-handed floater is up and in for Andrew Martinson. 25-21, 2 minutes to go in the first half. Grant Bestland with the hand of the ball, left side for number 22 and Alex Schultz. Back to Bestland. Cross-court heave right in front of the Gobbler student section. Dakota Henniger to Hunter Miller inside the arc right along the right baseline. Flashes a pass back out. Up and under. Try to go behind the back. Shot from Avondre Brandt. Misses everything but in the backboard and goes out of bounds.
I'm going to credit that a turnover, Paul.
It's definitely one way of looking at that.
It wasn't much of it didn't catch any glass or it was just kind of thrown out of bounds.
Minute 41 to go. Gobblers take their time with Eli Christie across half court to Alex Palm. Right side to Andrew Martinson. Martinson inside to Osmus. Back out to Andrew for the three. No good. Rebounded down to Christie. Left baseline. Up and in. Yes, Eli Christie falls in for two more. Hesitation, double clutches, worked to the advantage of the Magic Man. 27-21, minute 15 to go. Cardinals with Dakota Henniger to Hunter Miller at the free throw line. Drives in, cradles the ball, and he's called fouled. Isaac Osmus definitely got clean contact on the basketball, but the official says otherwise. Hunter Miller will go to the line to shoot two. Second foul for Isaac Osmus. Minute 9 to go in the first half. Front end of one, no good. Front end of two, I should say. Continues
0 of 6 from the free throw line.
Well, 0 of 6 as Nathan Price will check in for Isaac Osmus. A minute 9 to go. It might be the rest of the half for Isaac here.
Checking out after his clean block.
Second free throw, no good. Avondre Brandt will get the rebound back to Miller. Swings it back out. Dakota Henniger hesitates inside the arc and almost taken away. Ball loose on the floor. Gobblers come out with it. Eli Christie impeded upon, but still has it. Left corner, Alex Palm from three. Left corner, no good, but a foul called underneath the basket. Gobblers will keep the basketball. And that three goes in. It went halfway down and kicked back
all the way around.
Yeah. Gobblers will keep the basketball. Avondre Brandt, Dakota Henniger. Henniger will get his first. 27-21, inbound with 53 seconds remaining to Braden Smith. Smith with the handle of the basketball at the free throw line. Dishes it back out, Andrew Martinson. Back up top now for Smith. Looking at the right side, and we'll get a pass. Eli Christie looks towards the bench for the play call. He will get it, now relays it, swings it out left side, screen from Palm to Braden Smith. Right side, Christie from three, wide of the mark. Alex Palm will throw it back in. Dakota Henniger will streak the other way. 2-on-1 to the advantage of the Cardinals, and we're going to foul called as the basket does not go, but 2 free throws coming up as they're going to say contact from Eli Christie will draw a shooting foul. As at the line will be Dakota Henninger to shoot 2 free throws. 17 first half points for Eli Christie. Front end of 2 free throws. Good. As the first one of the night goes in for Dakota Henninger. What now, 1 of 7?
1 of 7, yep.
Second free throw, 27-22. Second free throw from Henninger is good. 27-23 with 25 seconds to go. Gobblers quickly across half court. Eli Christie, right-handed jumper, no good, and a foul called against Eli Christie offensively. Back-to-back fouls for Eli, and that's already got them in the bonus for the Staples-Motley Cardinals, but it was an offensive foul. 20 seconds ago, 27-23. Across half court, Dakota Henninger at the free throw line. Alex Schultz's jumper at the free throw line is good, 27-25. 10 seconds ago, Braden Smith across half court for the Gobblers to Andrew Martinson on the right wing. 4 seconds, down to 3. Martinson with a screen, gets it to Braden Smith, throws one up at the buzzer, rattles around, can't get it to go. Gobblers will go into halftime up 27-25. A little late first half run from the Cardinals puts it at a 1-possession halftime lead for the Aitkin Gobblers. Take a break here on this broadcast here tonight. Get a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, second half adjustments, and those numbers from this first half as the Gobblers and the Cardinals. It's 27-25 boys high school basketball on the Gobbler, as well as at yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
I'm dreaming of a world where thinkers and doers collide. Where technology creates pathways for new opportunities and ideas. I want to ask questions and shape the answers that lead to real and meaningful advancements in this digital era. I'm going to innovate the world someday.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Welcome back here on the halftime show as we jump into the halftime show here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, the Gobbler, as well as at rjbroadcasting.com and yourliveevent.com. Our halftime score as the Aitkin Gobbler boys on top 27-25 against the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Paul Vold here at the halftime show. It was a back and forth first half in the early minutes of the first half, but the Gobblers were able to take it, well, I should say, maybe not so much take advantage, but they were able to limit the damage considering the fact of the amount of turnovers that the likes of Staples-Motley had in that first half. As looks like in total 11 first half turnovers compared to Aitkin's 6, but things tightened up in the later moments of that first half with a lot more foul calls as of late. Again, first half numbers do include Eli Christie leading all scorers with 17 points on the night. In the first half alone, 17 of the 27 scored from Eli, while 15 points from Hunter Miller for the Staples-Motley Cardinals at the halftime break. It just seemed when the Gobblers were able to get something going on the offensive end, they would get a turnover, but defense would probably come through, and somehow Hunter Miller would find his way for a three-pointer out of the corner, so that zone defense exploited a little bit towards the midway point of that first half against the Staples-Motley Cardinals for the Aitkin Gobblers. Taking a look here with their out-of-town scoreboard. Again, one final score already in the Section 6A quarterfinals of girls high school hockey. The Northern Lakes Lightning girls fall against Breckenridge Wahpeton 6-3. Breckenridge Wahpeton was the 5 seed against the 4 seed in Northern Lakes Lightning. Halftime score as well with the Pequot Lakes Patriots girls on top of Esco 32-30 at the end of the first half on Talk 100 KLKS. Get another break here on the halftime show. The Gobblers leading 27-25 against Staples-Motley boys high school basketball here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where everyone has the opportunity for education, where classrooms are not only a place to learn, but to make an impact. I will help the next generation of game changers and difference makers. I am going to teach the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
We are ISD 1.
Mr. May's ornithology class. My last 6 years on the Aitkin All-Stars.
Going to Rumble on the Red wrestling tournament.
I was going to the state tournament last year for wrestling.
Making one of those last-minute shots against Crosby.
Going to state my 10th grade year for wrestling.
The Virginia tournament during basketball.
My chemistry class last year.
I would say the Virginia tournament.
Going to state my freshman year for dance.
Being able to participate in multiple sports teams.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on the halftime show on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1 of the Gobbler, as well as at rjbroadcasting.com and yourliveevent.com. Another update with our out-of-town scoreboard as it is 27-25. Aitkin here at the half, boys high school basketball, 2-0. Vegas Golden Knights against the Minnesota Wild this evening. That game being played at XL Energy Center here this evening. So the Minnesota Wild find themselves down 2-0 in the second period here this evening. 27-25 our halftime score. Gobblers got to do a couple of things here going into the second half. Of course, definitely need to tighten things up, stay out of foul trouble. That's one thing that kind of held them back. Brecken Williams with 3 fouls in the first half. Isaac Osmus with a pair of fouls, especially them coming late in that first half. And also Eli Christie with 2 fouls, but he stayed in the relevancy of the contest with it being 17 points in the first half for him. So Gobblers definitely need to, of course, continue to push the pace inside with Isaac Osmus and wherever they start to go with the ball inside with Alex Palm. But again, overall team performance is going to take care to complete this contest for both squads as well. Aitkin Gobblers and the Staples-Motley Cardinals, again, 27-25 here at the halftime break. We'll get another break here. Second half will be coming up here momentarily. Leading score again, Aitkin Gobblers get 17 out of the half from Eli Christie, while also 15 from Hunter Miller for the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Get a break. Second half will be coming up here in just a couple of moments as well. The Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Staples-Motley Cardinals here on the Gobbler, as well as at rjbroadcasting.com and yourliveevent.com.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are IS.
Welcome back here this evening on KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1 The Gobbler. For those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen got a couple more minutes to add on with the halftime break. Of course, the 3rd and 4th grade Aitkin Gobbler basketball players were getting their moment here out on the big court. And man, there were some big buckets being thrown out by some of those youngsters.
Yeah, up and down the floor.
Yeah. But here with the halftime break, and I know, Jeremy, 27-25, our halftime score. A couple of late buckets for Staples-Motley. Gobblers were up by consistently 5, at least for the last few minutes of that first half. Things were starting to tighten up, especially with a few Gobblers in some foul trouble as of late.
Yeah, I've always said, you got to adjust to how it's officiating. And, now you learn that first half, and both teams went to the line. Staples, the difference, unable to make a free throw.
Right.
Just 2 of 8 from the free throw line. Gobblers, 2 of 4. So, but Staples, 11 turnovers to the Gobblers 6. Gobblers out rebounding the Cardinals 12-6 on the night.
Yeah, that's been a big factor and a big help too, especially with the fact that the Cardinals have not been able to convert at the free throw line. Gobblers have been able to get a couple of defensive rebounds, and you'd like to see a few more of those come up with some less than empty possessions as well. But the Gobblers, doing everything that they can here in this contest too, with the turnovers at the side of the Staples-Motley Cardinals. But Eli Christie and Hunter Miller as well. Nothing too overly fancy, but both of them with, taking more than half of the team's points coming into the second half too. 17 for Eli and then 15 points for Hunter Miller for Staples-Motley.
Yeah, the other players on both teams only contributing 10 points. Obviously it's going to tighten up for both of those players in the second half. Both coaches go in and have that conversation. So you got to look for some supplementary scoring here, and I think Braden Smith is one that you look to from the outside here, and back to Isaac and Alex underneath to get work on the glass.
Gobblers and the Cardinals here in this second half of basketball, getting ready here momentarily, as well as the Aitkin Gobblers and the Staples-Motley Cardinals. We'll take the floor here momentarily. Again, nothing really to report. Our halftime score, another halftime score update over on yourliveevent.com. Cass Lake Bena and Pine River Bacchus girls basketball tied at half, 31-31. Another update as well. Minnesota Wild find themselves down 2-1. Kirill Kaprizov with his 29th goal of the season finds the back of the net to cut the deficit in half. Wild were down 2-0 with looks like about 15 minutes left in the second period as well. Cardinals will start off the basketball. They'll go right to left on your radio dials on the Gobbler, as well as rjbroadcasting.com and yourliveevent.com. At the top of the key, now to the right side, three-pointer right off the initial pass from Avondre Brandt, no good. Rebounded down to the likes of Alex Palm, as the Gobblers will bring up their first offensive possession with Eli Christie. 17 first-half points will bring it across the timeline. Double screen for him, one to each side. Christie will drive, blocked in the lane on the shot by Avondre Brandt. The other way for Grant Bestland. He'll bring it across half court. Back to Bestland. Top of the right side, steps in on the right elbow, back out for Henniger for a three, good. And it's a lead for the Cardinals, 28-27, a three-pointer from Grant Bestland, 17-15 in the second half as Andrew Martinson with the handle of the basketball. Brings it up to Alex Palm, right wing, tipped out of the air. Henniger steals away from Braden Smith. He'll bring it across half court. Henniger with a full head of steam from the free throw line, spins away from a defender, back out to Brandt. Right side, Hunter Miller left alone. Three no good, rebounded down to Eli Christie. Christie across half court as the student section filling up, of course, with the pep band. Christie with a cutting drive and lays it in for two. We go back the other way with a lead at one for the Gobblers at 29-28. 19 points for Eli Christie. Miller from the free throw line. Back out to Brandt. Triangle pass now out to Henniger. Right side for Brandt. Back to Henniger at the top of the circle. Swings it left side. Three from Bestland, no good. Rebound loose, taken away by the Gobblers and Isaac Osmus. Osmus with a pair of fouls as he will give it up to Eli Christie across half court. Right side, Braden Smith. He'll drive, right baseline, floater outside the paint, up and in for two. Now makes it a 31-28 lead with 16 minutes to go in this contest. Under 16 to go at the free throw line. Now back out, almost a tip pass out of the air. Cardinals will keep it. As Eli Christie was looking to break through that passing lane and streak the other way for a layup, but it's taken right back by the Cardinals and Grant Bestland at the top of the circle. Left side now for Avondre Brandt. Left corner for Hunter Miller. Almost stolen away by the Gobblers. Miller with the loose ball. Left corner in the lane. Back out to Bestland. Free throw line ball. Loose foul called against Aitkin. As it will stay with the Cardinals. Foul called against Braden Smith. Brecken Williams is going to check in. This one's going to go against, again, Braden with his second. Brecken Williams with his three fouls is back into the contest with 15:38 to play. Inbound in the right corner for Hunter Miller. Miller to number 22 and Alex Schultz. Schultz looks for a pass out of trouble to Avondre Brandt. Cutting back in on the pass is Alex Schultz. His shot blocked and his shot going to be called a foul. Two free throws as Isaac Osmus will head to the free throw line. Osmus will be called for his third. At the line is Alex Schultz. 31-28 with 15:26 first free throw from Schultz, no good. The only benefit that these fouls have been called so far that the Cardinals have not been able to take advantage with the missed free throws. Well, now splits the difference. 31-29, splitting the difference is Alex Schultz. 15:20 to go. Brecken Williams across half court to Eli Christie in the right corner for Andrew Martinson. Martinson, pass inside now for Osmus. Full head of steam on him. His shot no good. Put back on the rebound from Palm, no good. Loose ball. Back to Dakota Henniger. Skips it right side. Henniger, right wing, out into the corner now for Avondre Brandt. Back to Henniger. Works it left side now. Into the left corner for Hunter Miller. Stolen away by Eli Christie. Christie will take it back the other way for the Gobblers. To Andrew Martinson inside. Stops, lays it up and in. Nice shot from Andrew Martinson. 33-29. To Dakota Henniger. At the top of the circle, right side for Grant Bestland. Back to Henniger once again, who hands it off, switching around. Bestland to Avondre Brandt. Right wing inside for Hunter Miller after a pass from Dakota Henniger. Right corner, three-pointer. Henniger off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound loose, taken back by Henniger as it was tipped three different times into his hands. Now to Alex Schultz. Avondre Brandt, cross-court pass. Loose ball taken by Christie. Christie will take his time with 14 minutes to go across half court. 33-29 the score. Inside the Palm. Stops, swings it out. Left corner for Andrew Martinson. No good. Long rebound. Last touch by the Gobblers. Palm halfway up. Looked he was going to shoot. Cocks the wrist to the left. Swats into the left corner for Martinson. And Andrew unable to get the three to go as the rebound goes out of bounds. 13:55 to go. Substitutions in. Looks like Eli Rutten is back in for the Cardinals. Inbound to the right side once again. Avondre Brandt loses the handle into the right corner as Isaac Osmus out brings back in Nathan Price. Back out, Beslin from three-point range. Swings a pass in the left corner now for Eli Rutten, almost taken away by Christie. Miller will drive. Cross-court heave, back to Grant Beslin. Beslin fakes the pass to the right side. Now we'll get it over to Avondre Brandt as we will get the floater in the lane from Beslin, no good. Rebounded down to Nathan Price.
I'm back, Paul. I had a little sneeze attack there.
Happens to the best of us. Now, if it happens to me, we're in a world of hurt if that happens. But it has happened before, but glad to have Jeremy Jansen back here with us as well. Those news demons have been exercised. 13 minutes to go. 33-29. Aitkin leads Staples-Motley, but it hasn't been for a lack of effort. Nathan Price back out to Brecken Williams. Drives baseline, now kicks a pass in the left corner. Back to the free throw line now for Palm as he circles around with an intermediate pass to Eli Christie. Basket will not count. It's a foul called on the floor, it looks like. No continuation for Eli as the floater inside the free throw lane went in. But we will get an old foul out on the floor, it looks like, against Alex Schultz. That'll be his third for the Cardinals. 12:55 to go. Coach Bestland asking for an explanation. Coach Stanfield has had his money's worth here tonight of talking with all officials in this contest this evening. Eli Christie gets the inbound inside. Alex Palm, his shot blocked halfway up, and he will be fouled. Heading his way to the free throw line will be Alex Palm for the Aitkin Gobblers with 12:43 to go.
Alex's first trip to the line tonight.
Palm only 2 points in the contest, but again, just a hard worker down there, whether in the perimeter. Of course, a couple of shots thrown up all over the place as the first free throw from him is good. Foul goes against Hunter Miller. That is his first tonight for the Cardinals. 19 points for Eli Christie. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded down to Andrew Martinson. Gives it up to Alex Palm. Swings it back out for Christie. Hesitates on a pass out, does Christie, as he had Andrew Martinson in the right corner. To Christie once again from Nathan Price, who gets a screen. Stops, fires a shot, good for Eli Christie. 21 points, and now 35-29 the score for the Gobblers. Rutten to Avondre Brandt at the top of the circle. Circles around, right side to Grant Beslin, working on that right baseline. Floater in the lane, no good. Rebounded down to Andrew Martinson with 12:05 and counting downward to play in this ball game. Gobblers up by 7.
Martinson active on the boards. That's his 5th tonight.
Lays it up. A nice finish from Eli Christie. 38-29 with 11:50 to go, and a timeout looks like trying to get one. Coach Beslin, full timeout taken on the floor. Gobblers up by 9, 38-29, 11:46 to go here on the Gobbler KKIN and also at yourliveevent.com.
Our ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader. Definitely Miss Grader in class biology. Mr. May.
Right now is psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1 of the Gobbler, as well as those tuning in to yourliveevent.com. 38-29 our score. Recent 4-point swing for the Gobblers. Eli Christie, a couple of majestic finishes at the basket as the Gobblers now out in front by 9 points. And Jeremy, the Gobblers getting a real cohesive effort here in the second half, obviously with Andrew Martinson being pressed into duty here tonight. Active out on the boards as well, but, getting contributions that may not, overwhelm the stat sheet, but overall just good play on both ends of the floor.
A good hustle by the Gobblers. That's one thing tonight you can say. They've a good hustle.
It's a 9-point lead for Aitkin. At 38-29, 11:38 to go. Cardinals with the basketball. Avondre Brandt left corner now. Eli Rutten going to chuck one up from downtown. Some loose ball goes out of bounds, and something popped out of somebody's pocket after that three-pointer. I'm not quite sure what happened with Eli Rutten's uniform, but something came flying out.
Wasn't a cell phone, was it?
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Not this time, at least.
Yeah. Who was that? The Pirates had a guy this year?
Yes, it was.
Hit a triple and slid into third with the cell phone falling out.
Three-pointer from Hunter Miller, no good. Gobblers get it back the other way after the rebound from Andrew Martinson. Flash pass inside for Andrew. Good finish at the basket for Andrew Martinson. It's a 40-29 lead for Aitkin, 11 minutes to play. Grant Bestlin, right side for Avondre Brandt. Back inside to Miller, being defended. Back out now, stolen away by Christie. Christie, gonna stop, lay it up, and in. Eli Christie, 42-29. Gobblers well out in front, a 25-piece tonight so far. Right corner for Avondre Brandt. Cross-court pass goes off the arm of Alex Paulman, will kick out, and it will be staying with Staples-Motley, 10:41 to go.
Gobblers' active hands tonight in passing lanes, have created multiple turnovers.
Inbound will go to Grant Bestlin for the Cardinals, over to Eli Rutten. Rutten with the handle of the basketball at the free throw line, back out to Brandt. Down the left wing for Bestlin in the free throw lane. Left elbow jumper good from Hunter Miller.
His first bucket of the second half.
That 42-31 now the score, 10.5 to play. As the Gobblers well out in front of this second half so far. Gobblers unable to score on that offensive possession, 10 minutes to go. Eli Rutten will drive along left baseline floater just outside the paint, hangs on the rim. Miller with a rebound, trying to fight his way back out. Gets it out to Grant Bestlin. Three on the way, blocked out of the air by Eli Christie, and a foul called out on the floor. 42-31, Eli Christie flying all over the place tonight. Foul called against Grant Bestlin, his first. Team's third of the half. Braden Smith back in for the Gobblers. Just announced a couple of minutes ago as well that Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson was named Offensive Player of the Year at the NFL Honors. See if he brings home the big one or not.
Yeah,
tonight.
you don't know. That's a second place ribbon. You give him that, and he will definitely not be getting the MVP.
42-31, Braden Smith with a handle at the free throw line as well. Pass inside to Martinson, last touch by the Gobblers. It'll be turned over back to the Cardinals side. Also coming up tonight with the NFL Honors, the announcement of the 2023 Hall of Fame class as well. See if maybe old Jared Allen can get in this year or not. As Hunter Miller with the handle of the basketball, pass back out to the left wing, skip pass from Grant Bestlin to Eli Rutten, back to Bestlin. Scoots a pass inside, weak shot from the free throw line from Miller, no good. Brecken Williams gets a rebound for the Gobblers. 9:17 to go, quick timeout on the floor here as it's taken by Coach Scott Stanfield. 9:16 to go, 42-31 our score here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and for those also tuning in at rjbroadcasting.com. Gobblers here in this second half of, like we had said, Jeremy, active hands on the defensive end, cleaning things up offensively on the glass, and that's what we wanted to see here from the very go of this game tonight.
Yeah, again, Gobblers this half leading rebounds 8-4. Very active defensively, creating turnovers for the Cardinals. Cardinals with 4 turnovers in the second half to the Gobblers 2. Both teams going to the line just one time here in the second half so far.
Just letting the teams play out with 9:16 to play here in the second half. That timeout from the Gobblers. 42-31. Eli Christie, 25 points in this contest so far. Steals, assists, rebounds, for sure 1 block. I have 2 here, I think, tonight as well as Coach Bestlin for Staples-Motley. Sitting back down for the Cardinals as the Gobblers keep the inbound as it'll be. Brecken Williams to bring it across the timeline for Aitkin. Works the right side to Alex Palm, now to Eli Christie out on the right wing. Looks for a pass inside, back up top. Martinson left alone. Three-pointer on the way. Chases the rebound as he knew it was going to be off mark. Loose ball out on the floor as it's going to be kept alive to the Cardinals. Good pursuit from Andrew Martinson as a turnover back the other way. Lead pass out in front for Braden Smith. His shot is not going to go as it's going to be a tie-up on the jump ball, and it looks like the Gobblers will get it back on the possession arrow. Dakota Hedinger and also number 4, Lucas Brunell, will check in for the Cardinals on this stoppage as the Gobblers will inbound to left of the basket. Goes right to Andrew Martinson. His shot off the inbound, high off the backboard. Kicks out in front, but nobody to get the rebound for Aitkin as it goes to Brunell for the Cardinals. Right side to Avondre Brandt. Brandt looks for a pass inside. He'll go to the right corner now to Dakota Henniger. Henniger in that right corner once again. Switches a pass back out on the right wing for himself to Avondre Brandt. Free throw tipped out of the air. It's going to be taken by Eli Christie. With a full head of steam, lays it up and in. 2 more points for Eli Christie at 27 tonight for the Gobblers with 8 minutes to go. 44-31. 3 from Henniger is good. Cuts it back down to a 10-point lead at 44-34.
Both field goals tonight by Henniger are 3-pointers.
Isaac Osmus will look to check in for the Gobblers. Right corner for Eli Christie. He'll stop, turn around the lane, right-handed shot fouled, and we are going to get a foul called against the Cardinals. And looks like Christie will head his way to the free throw line tonight.
It's like Lucas Brownell is going to pick up his second.
Second one here this evening for Brunell. Team's 4th of the half as well for Staples-Motley. First free throw from Christie up on its way, and it is going to be good. Isaac Osman's back in for the Gobblers. He comes in for Andrew Martinson. 45-34. Second free throw is good. 46-34. Nets the pair, does Eli Christie at 29 points here this evening. 46-34. Brunell brings it across half court for the Cardinals to Henniger on the right wing, being defended strongly by Braden Smith. Onto the right elbow extended. Turnaround jumper from Miller, no good. Pursued on the rebound as Brecken Williams hits the deck. Foul called against, looks like Miller. That'll be his second. Team's 5th of the half. Gobblers get the basketball, 7.5 to go in regulation. As the Gobblers bring it up to the front court with Eli Christie. Christie looks for a screen. He'll get one from Osmus. Drives from the left elbow. Swing pass in the left corner now. Brecken Williams. Turn around, falling, and somehow gets the shot off easy and gets it to fall in as both defenders spun away from him and had some space to work with, but his momentum was taking him down to the floor and still got the shot off the backboard.
His first bucket of the evening.
48-34. Gobblers lead against Staples-Motley, under 7 to play. Cardinals with a handle of the ball to the top of the circle now at the free throw line. Down low, Avondre Brandt too strong as he tries to lay one off the glass. Osmus with a rebound for the Gobblers, I should say. To Brecken Williams. Feed pass inside, Osmus up and in for 2 more. 50-34. 6.5 to go. Gobblers well out in front. It was a 2-point lead at halftime. Gobblers are up now by 16 at 50-34. Free throw jumper good from the right elbow for Avondre Brandt. 14-point lead now at 50-36. Gobblers taking their time as they establish the offense across the timeline to Braden Smith. He will get a screen from Osmus. Works from the free throw line. Back out to Christie. Left elbow, spins the lane, right-handed layup. Ooh, gets that shooter's roll to come through. 31 for Eli Christie tonight. 16-point advantage again at 52-36. Loose ball out on the floor. Turnaround, free throw jumper, no good. As Alex Palm going out of bounds, keeps it alive for the Gobblers. 5:45 to go with Braden Smith. Right side, out on the wing, fakes the 3. Christie will drive, up and in. Basket counts, and he is fouled. The Magic Man once again pulls the rabbit out of the hat and gets the bucket to go. 33 for Agent Zero out on the floor.
He does a nice job of getting to the rim, and a lot of guys can get to the rim. Not everybody can finish there, and he does a nice job of being able to finish acrobatically sometimes.
Set and one free throw complete. 34 points for Eli Christie. 55-36 the score. 5.5 to go here in regulation. Gobblers ahead by 19. In the right corner for Lucas Brunell. Brunell bounces it off his own foot. Ball loose out on the floor, and it's going to be kept by Brunell for the Cardinals to Hunter Miller, and a foul called against Alex Palm for Aitkin. That'll be his second tonight. Team's third of the half with 5:17 to go. As the inbound to Alex Schultz in the free throw lane, kicks it back out. Miller for three off the side of the rim, no good. Isaac Osmus with the rebound. 5 minutes to go, 55-36 for Aitkin. Will out in front in this contest. Left elbow jumper from Brecken Williams, no good. Rebounded down to Hunter Miller, just dead off the backboard and landed right in the hands of Hunter Miller. Henniger swings a pass. It's intercepted by the Gobblers, and it's taken right back in transition from Eli Christie to Dakota Henniger. Free throw jumper, left wing, three on the way from Brandt, no good. Long rebound taken by Henniger once again. Drives along the left baseline, back out. Alex Schultz for a three, no good. Rebounded down to Brecken Williams. Gobblers with 4.5 to go, out 55-36 to the front court with Braden Smith. Hands it off to Brecken Williams. Williams will circle back to the top of the key. Right side to Alex Palm. On the right elbow, driving down low to Brecken Williams. Williams back out to Braden Smith. Smith, his pass, not even a pass, just stripped out of the air. We get bodies hitting the floor. As right at midcourt, Braden Smith. And also, I believe, Henniger in the mix-up right at midcourt. Braden Smith, that'll be his third. We'll see Andrew Martinson and Nathan Price check in for Alex Palm. And a timeout taken here, or are we getting a talk here from our officials? I know Coach Besland was looking for the technical.
Yeah, he was looking for an intentional foul, meaning he grabbed him, purposely to impede the scoring opportunity. Kind of like a penalty shot. And like a pull down from behind type.
55-36, our officials talking things over to see if the intentional foul will be called or not.
I don't believe it's going to happen.
No, I don't think so. As all three officials discussing things relatively quickly. Coach Besland asking for the explanation with 4:06 to go in regulation. 55-36. Again, Nathan Price and Andrew Martinson back out on the floor for Isaac Osmus and also Alex Palm, who will get a break. 4 minutes to go. Lucas Brunell with the handle of the ball to the right side for number 22 and Alex Schultz. Inside of Andre Brand. Turnaround jumper, no good. Price with a rebound. As it will be across half court now for Brecken Williams and the Gobbler offense. Right side for Eli Christie. 34 points on the night for Eli. Right elbow, turnaround jumper high off the glass. It can't get that one to go, unfortunately. As it'll go back to Brunell for the Cardinals. Free throw jumper as he maybe thought about shooting, but lost it. Now to Dakota Henniger on the right wing. His three no good. Rebounded down to Andrew Martinson. 3:25 to go. The Gobblers will take their time, work as much clock as they can. Up by 19 at 55-36 with 3:16 to go. Nathan Price with the handle of the ball on the left wing. In that left corner now just inside the arc will be for the Gobblers. Brecken Williams, a nice bullet pass inside from Andrew Martinson. 57-36 the score. Cardinals come back offensively. Three on the way from Alex Schultz, high up off the glass off the rebound, I should say, after that three-pointer. Eli Christie comes up with the board. 2:45 to go here in regulation. 57-36. Nice pass inside from Martinson to Smith. Back out to Eli. To Martinson for a three. Good. 60-36. Gobblers will now up with 2.5 minutes to go. Snap their streak of 5 losses in 6 games as the three-pointer from Henniger no good. Martinson with a rebound. Timeout taken here by Coach Stanfield just to get substitutions in. Ryan Alexander, Tanner Nissen in. As we'll see, Gobblers check off a couple of players. Grant Besland back in for the Cardinals, as well as Eli Rutten. 2 minutes to go here in regulation. Of course, we'll get our out-of-town scoreboard updates. We'll even get Coach Stanfield in a much happier mood, hopefully, as the three-pointer straight on from Andrew Martinson buries a three. Announce our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge I bring the energy player of the game. Get some player interviews as well here. Gobblers will get a win here at home tonight. 63-36 the current score. Three-pointer from the right corner, hits off the top of the backboard, crosses in between the stanchions and hits the other side of the backboard as well. Impressive.
Yeah, you can hit both sides of the backboard one shot.
Minute 37 to go. Ryan Alexander for the Gobblers to Braden Smith at the top of the circle, just off the right side. Now swings it around to Tanner Nissen on the left wing. Back up top for Alexander. Looks for a pass to flash inside. It will be as Andrew Martinson will be fouled as he's tossed to the floor by Avondre Brandt. His third foul with a minute 21 to go. Martinson was looking inside for that post to shot, or at least to get a shot at another basket, and Avondre Brandt was streaking in as Braden Smith is out. Brings in number 13, Clayton Purdy, senior for the Gobblers. He'll head his way beyond the alley for the free throw line. Andrew Martinson at the line for a 1-and-1. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good, as rebound loose, picked up by Tanner Nissen at the free throw line. Bumped somehow. Turnover to Grant Besselin. Stretches out to Alex Schultz in the lane. To Hunter Miller, throws up a wild shot. Basket counts, and he will be fouled as well. And one free throw here for Hunter Miller. 19 points for him tonight. Foul goes against Ryan Alexander. That'll be his first, team's fifth for Aitkin. And one free throw is no good. Rebounded down to Andrew Martinson.
One rebound shy of a double-double here tonight, Paul.
I wonder if Martinson knows that. In the back of my mind, I feel like he would. 63-39. Tanner Nissen with the basketball in the left wing. 50 seconds go. Alexander to Tanner Nissen out in the left wing, I should say, to Andrew Martinson at the top of the circle. Dribbles between the legs, loses the handle, but gets it right back to Tanner Nissen. 40 seconds ago, Gobblers can tend to play keep away, or at least move the ball around to make it seem that they want to put up some shots. Alexander for three, no good. Rebounded down by Nissen, and they're going to call the tie-up as it'll go to the Cardinals here on the possession arrow. 63-38 with 30 seconds to go. Across half court to Eli Rutten, Avondre Brandt, that is. Besland at the free throw line for Hunter Miller. Drives up and in, and a foul called on the floor. 19.9 seconds to go. Foul will go against Aitkin as the foul assessed to Ryan Alexander. No, number 13, excuse me.
Oh, they called that on the floor.
Floor foul against the Gobblers. Brandt to Besland. 17 seconds to go and counting downward. In the left corner now, Miller throws up a runner. His shot no good. Rebounded down to Nathan Price. 8 seconds ago. Ryan Alexander will bring it up to the front court. 5 seconds ago. Gobblers will get the win, 63-38, and that will do it. Gobblers notch the win here at home tonight. A sectional win, a conference win, and a home win. Gobblers victorious here on the Gobbler. We'll take a break. Post-game show coming up. Gobblers win tonight 63-38 here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Here in beautiful central Minnesota, we get to enjoy nature every day. At Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, we understand because we live, work, and play here too. However, just because you're not in the big city doesn't mean you can't have access to great internet service. Let MLEC Fiber give you the fast and reliable internet you deserve. Check to see if MLEC Fiber is available where you live. Visit us online or call our office at 218-429-0433.
If your vehicle has an unfortunate mishap, you want the best in quality bodywork. You need to take it to Aitkin Body Shop. They can handle any collision or auto glass repair, and they have a state-of-the-art facility and technology. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit them at 421 North Minnesota Avenue. Towing services also available. Give them a call at 218-927-2883. Remember the name that stands for quality and trust. That's Aitkin Body Shop, providing exceptional auto body collision and paint repair since 1974.
It's been more than just a family tradition since 1938. Purchasing a new Ford car, truck, or pre-owned vehicle from Aitkin Motors. Family owned and operated. Aitkin Motors offers you a stress-free car shopping experience. Need an oil change? New tires? Check out the low-price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors has a full service department with factory-trained Ford technicians. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
We are ISD1.
My favorite teacher is Mr. Dustin Richters.
Favorite teacher is Mr. Miller.
Mr. Googe is my favorite teacher.
Definitely Miss Grader.
Definitely Miss Grader in class biology. Mr. May.
Right now it's psychology. Mr. Smith's my favorite teacher.
Mr. May's science class.
Any art class.
Mr. May in my ornithology class.
We always practice good sportsmanship and respect. Go Gobblers. Go All-Stars.
Welcome back here this evening on KKIN AM 930 FM Translator 103.1 The Gobbler. For those also tuning at rjbroadcasting.com as well as yourliveevent.com. Final score tonight, 63-38. Aitkin Gobblers come out with a win tonight against the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Paul Vold joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen this evening. It ended up being a 2-point halftime lead in the first half for the Aitkin Gobblers as they were up by 5-6 points in the first half, but Staples-Motley did not shy away, even with the Gobblers out-rebounding the Cardinals at 2-1 with 12-6 in that first half. But the Gobblers came out to start off this second half here and were able to extend the lead out to double digits and never look back for a 63-38 halftime lead into the second half as well. Eli Christie finishes with 34 points in the night, but overall a great effort here this evening as the Gobblers notch a win to improve their record to 7-13 on the season here tonight. Before we get to our post-game interviews as well, get a look here with our out-of-town scoreboard. Again, earlier tonight, the Northern Lakes girls hockey team falls to Breckenridge Wahpeton to open the Section 6A quarterfinals. Final score is 6-3. The Northern Lakes Lightning girls fall tonight as well. Final score as well over on Talk 100 KLKS. Pequot Lakes girls win over Esco 64-57 over at the Pack here tonight as well. Those are the only scores that we have to report as we now welcome into the post-game show head coach for the Aitkin Gobblers, Scott Stanfield, here this evening. Coach, this contest early on, back and forth battle like we talked about in the pregame show, a very similar matchup wise for your team overall, but come out with a halftime lead just at 2 points, but your team able to, get a little bit of extra rebounds in the front court as well, offensively, defensively. But Staples-Motley just was able to hang around, and then they were able to get in the second half as well for your team. And an overall performance here, I'm sure that pales in comparison to obviously a fully healthy team than what you had at Pequot Lakes last week.
We could actually run up and down tonight without being too tired. I think we still got a little hangover on it, though. Some kids are still coughing and not quite where they need to be. But, it was a back and forth first half, and their best player, Schultz, hurt his elbow. I felt sorry for the kid. I don't like seeing kids get tripped up and hurt, and it was just really a sloppy, ishy, everything game in the first half. I thought there was no flow, just some calls you're not accustomed to seeing, and we just told our kids you got to be quiet and just fight through the calls and do your part. In the second half, they did that, and I thought everybody who played, played pretty well. Eli, of course, we rely on him for a lot, but we can't rely on him to get us 30 a game. We just can't. So we need to develop some other scores. Andrew Martinson's probably one kid who can score in the double figures consistently, along with Braden and Brecken. So we're developing that. I thought Isaac played really well. I mean, he's a big kid, and it seems to me like he blocks a shot and it's an automatic foul, and I don't get it sometimes, but they see it differently. Of course, they're a lot closer than I am and got a better look, but it was just a game that was very, very chopped up.
Yeah. Coach talking about too early on as well, it seemed that the offense in the front court is trying to work, obviously go in and out with Isaac and open up a few shots too. But as that kind of progressed into the latter moments of that first half too, you seem to try to see some of your guards try to drive more into the basket too.
Yeah, we, second half in particular, we told our bigs, Isaac and Alex and Nathan, when they're in there, that after every pass, go set a ball screen, follow it with a ball screen, because they struggled, I think, defending the ball screens. And then when we spread them out with Isaac out and Nathan in our motion offense, we got some really nice back cuts. We tend to over dribble in our motion a little bit, but if we can just be patient and move the ball side to side and get some cuts, it really opens things up. And so the kids learned that late in the game, and we had some really nice looks at back cuts, and Brecken had a couple nice drop passes, and so that all opens up, and we got to get better at some other things, but it was a good win. Staples is a lot like us, I think, and they play hard, and they got some shooters. If you don't pay attention to them, they make them. So second half, we did a much better job of that.
One thing, Coach, that we talked about here is as team rebounding, did a really nice job. I mean, multiple guys, 6, 4, 3, 9, 5, so and collectively I'll rebound them 2-1 tonight. And so on the glass,
big.
I thought you're active in the passing lanes, deflecting balls and getting some steals, and then being active on the glass. So
that was a big key. I think we controlled the boards, and I think, they're playing some young kids like we are. And, in a varsity game, those passing lanes close down awful quick.
Yes, they do.
And some of their young kids, I thought, made some poor passes just because in their normal game situations against kids their own age or younger, they can make those passes. In a varsity game, especially with Eli on top, and Braden's plenty quick, and Brecken's smart, they can get their hands on a lot of things, and so can Andrew. But, yeah, it was a good all-around game. Everybody needs to rebound for us, and they did that. And I thought Alex Palm was a little more active than he's been the last couple games, so that was good to see. I think he's feeling a little better. He was pretty tired when he came out, but we're still dealing with a little flu. There's no question. We're just still struggling to keep our breath. So
it's nice to have just the one game this week.
Yes,
for that
it's a
purpose.
Blessing, because it would have been rugged if we did that. So now we can practice tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, and get ready for Crosby. Go to Crosby, and then Park Rapids at home, and Parents' Night the following week. So there's a chance to build on this against teams that we should be able to compete with. And if we get better at some things, we should be able to, win a few more of those games. So that's what we're looking at doing, and this was a good start to that.
Paul and I talked pregame, Coach, about a section game too, as well.
Forget about that. But
and where you sit section-wise, Staples was right in front, and we know how the QRF works.
Right.
You win this game, and you take care of business, and the game's coming. You almost solidify yourself a home playoff game.
Yeah, and lucky for us, we played a really good schedule.
Yeah.
So our QRF is probably going to go up faster than the teams below us, simply because, Perham and Cathedral and Mora and all these teams that have played and are going to play, and Pequot twice, and Detroit Lakes twice, are all really high QRF teams. So it really doesn't hurt you that much when you lose those games. What hurts you is when you lose to a team you shouldn't, and that's what the QRF is about.
Correct. Yep.
It'll find you somewhere.
It'll find you.
Yeah. And for the most part, I think they do a pretty good job. There's some issues I'd go,
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think it finds you where you're at.
Yep. And this is a big one for that section.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time. I've been given the wrap-up cue from John Woodrow a little bit, so we better get you going. We'll talk with Coach more coming up here next week. Eli Christie going to join us here on the post-game show here tonight. Big deal player of the game, 34 points on the night. Eli just seemed about every time you went to the basket, at least for after the first couple of shots here, might have been a little bit of contact. You were getting the touch off the glass and off the rim tonight. How'd you feel overall this evening?
I felt very good. After my first three that I hit, I kind of thought, well, I mean, I haven't hit very many threes this season. I haven't been shooting the greatest. So after I hit that, I felt like I got myself into a groove where they were worried about the drive and the shot. So after that, I feel like I kind of could just pick them apart there and dish it to my teammates.
course of the last couple of games, too, obviously the team, kind of limping in a little bit to sickness and whatever, but, it didn't really show for a lack of effort tonight. Everybody with active hands here this evening, you flying up and down on both ends of the court, too. Rebounds, steals, assists, obviously setting up a lot of your teammates, and obviously you had your 34 points tonight, too. How about this effort here in tonight's contest compared to the last couple games? I know that, you'd be dealing with kids being sick and whatever, some of your teammates too, but it seemed that there was something a little bit different about tonight's contest.
I would say the practices leading up to tonight were definitely the biggest factor that there can be. I mean, practicing one time and then a game against DL and then going to Pequot, it's not very easy, and especially when you don't get good practices because guys are sick. So this week, Coach really got on us and had us running, so we were good. We were good for the game tonight.
Yeah, and obviously, too, now you get a little bit more rest time as well for a rematch against Crosby coming up on Tuesday, and I think things will a little be different this time around.
For sure. Hopefully a higher scoring game than last time.
Let's certainly hope. Big deal player of the game tonight to Eli Christie. Of course, we appreciate the time, Eli.
Thank you.
Of course, our big deal player of the game brought to you by Atwater GM in Aitkin, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter, Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, the Takedown Gym in Brainerd. Now we're going to talk with our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game tonight, Andrew Martinson. What ended up being the final stat line for Andrew tonight?
Andrew, I had Andrew for 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 rebound shy of the double-double. What a great game, though, just active on the boards and flying around there and hit a couple big threes late, and so a nice game from Andrew.
Andrew, talking about your performance, of course, with tonight's contest. Last handful of games, too. From this point, of course, from the regular season, seeing a much bigger difference in your play. What would you say have been some of the biggest differences from the start of the year till now?
Just getting my confidence back. I wasn't very confident at the beginning of the season. I was just more worried about what coach was thinking I was doing than worried about what I'm actually doing on the court. And I finally stopped thinking about that and just went to work, I guess.
Yeah.
Just getting the bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, the shots have opened up for you as of late. But another big thing, too, helping out your team rebounding. And I've seen that a lot here from you these last few games. I mean, that's been a big proponent of this team. If they can win the rebound battle, you guys certainly do have a big chance. And, of course, with you, with Eli crashing in on the boards, just about everybody. I think, 7 or 8 different rebounders tonight?
Yeah, I have 8 different rebounders, tonight. And when you have that opportunities where multiple guys with rebounds, it makes it a lot easier. You're not relying on that. The one thing that Paul and I have talked about is you come into the game off the bench, you can go play down low as a big, or you can help on top and be able to handle the ball as well. And so kind of a dual threat there for the Gobblers, and your performances here in the last 2 weeks have been really well, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Of course, for joining us here on the post-game show, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. Next, you get a couple more practices in, a couple more days of rest, and you get Crosby on Tuesday, and we're hoping a different result this time around.
Yeah, hopefully. I think we will. We got him this time.
Andrew, again, thanks for coming on the post-game show.
Thank you very much.
Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game here tonight. Can't forget your T-shirt as well. Get you another one right then and there here this evening. Of course, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game brought to you by our good friends over at Enbridge.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm the project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's Jerrid.
Welcome back here to the post-game show here. Of course, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, Andrew Martinson, 12 points, 9 rebounds here tonight. Big deal player of the game belonging to Eli Christie, 34 points on the night for the Gobblers, who improved to 7-12 on the season as well, but pick up now 4-4 in the section, 2-3 in the Mid-State Conference, while Staples-Motley falls to 7-12. They are now 1-5 in section 7-2A, while falling to 1-4 in conference. Other final score over on YourLiveEvent.com. Cass Lake Bena girls basketball picks up a win at Pine River Bacchus by the score of 68-61. It was 31-31 at the half, but Cass Lake Bena able to get that win against the Tigers of Cass Lake Bena. But Jeremy, a good contest here tonight. Just, again, building the confidence of this team, getting fully healthy. Of course, just one game this week for the Gobblers. Huge reprieve after playing, 3-4 weeks of at least 2, 3, sometimes even 4 games as well.
Some of those games are Monday games, so after a game on Friday, you have maybe a shoot-around on a Saturday, and then you're back playing that game on Monday with no practice time in between. So the Gobblers had a couple tough stretches of Monday games, Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and so you just don't get a lot of time to go over things that, hey, we didn't do well in the zone, or we weren't great in man, and no time to work on that stuff. And so leading up to this game, you had game on Friday and 3 good practices here, and so a good win for the Gobblers. Recap, the Gobblers, again, 30 rebounds to Staples-Motley's 14. Turnovers on the night, Staples with 17, the Gobblers with 11. Both teams went to the free throw line pretty much equally. Staples 3 of 11 from the free throw line, Gobblers 6 of 10 from the free throw line. So a nice all-around game from the Gobblers. Played great defense, as we spoke to Coach Stanfield, the active hands, and did a nice job on the court tonight.
Gobblers again get the win, 63-38 here on KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1 The Gobbler, as well as at rjbroadcasting.com, yourliveevent.com as well. Gobbler boys will be back in action coming up Tuesday. That will be at Crosby Ironton, a rematch from earlier this month that just left a sour taste in the Gobblers. Of course, I should say earlier this season it was. That'll be coming up on Tuesday. We'll have coverage of that contest on KKIN FM Real Country 94.3 from Crosby Ironton High School as well. While Staples-Motley falls again, they will be in action on Tuesday against Park Rapids. The Gobblers will also have Park Rapids coming up here later next week as well. But the Gobblers will not be, again, will be in action coming up tomorrow night as well. The Gobbler girls will be playing host to, that will be Park Rapids, another Mid-State Conference matchup for the Gobbler girls. That'll be a 6:55 pregame here on KKIN AM as well as at yourliveevent.com. So we'll have the girls coming up here tomorrow night as well, right here from Aitkin High School as we start to wind things down here in the post-game show. Again, Gobblers victorious tonight. Final scores from earlier do include, again, Cass Lake Bena defeating the Pine River Bacchus girls basketball team 68-61 on yourliveevent.com. Pequot Lakes girls basketball picks up a 64-57 win against Esco at home. And again, the Northern Lakes girls hockey season comes to an end 6-3 in the Section 6A quarterfinals with a loss against Breckenridge Wahpeton. The number 5 seed takes down the number 4 seed in that matchup as well. But the Northern Lakes girls, really got a strong program going to be coming out. A lot of youth here over the next few years. So I think, if anything, looking back at the season, lots of positives to take away from. But 63-38 our final score here on yourliveevent.com as well as KKIN AM 930 and FM 103.1. Big thank you to everybody for tuning in to tonight's broadcast from Staples-Motley and from Aitkin High School. Big thank you as well to Coach Scott Stanfield for joining us here on the postgame and also on the pregame show. Don't forget, tomorrow night, girls high school basketball, Park Rapids area takes on your Aitkin Gobblers here on KKIN AM and yourliveevent.com. Scheduled for a 6:55 pregame, so tune in for coverage for that contest as well. Number 8 ranked in Class 2A, Pequot Lakes is at Crosby Ironton on Skeeter 101.5 coming up tomorrow night as well. Boys and girls basketball doubleheader will be Pillager at Wadena Deer Creek on Cash 95.9. But don't forget, we'll also have coverage of the big game, the Super Bowl, coming up on Sunday on 3 stations. 3WI AM 1270, 96.3 FM, KKIN FM Real Country 94.3, as well as Talk 100 KLKS. We heard some of our sponsors with tonight's broadcast. Be sure to thank our sponsors with your patronage and always shop local here in the Brainerd Lakes area. This has been a proud presentation of R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Aitkin Gobblers win 63-38 over the Staples-Motley Cardinals. Boys high school basketball here on KKIN AM 930, FM translator 103.1 The Gobbler, rjbroadcasting.com, as well as yourliveevent.com. Well, until tomorrow night, for Jeremy Jansen, I'm Paul Volz, signing off from Aitkin High School. Thanks so much for tuning in. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Good night, everybody, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.